her spot there.
Yeah.
Got the spot and wouldn't let it go. Even got knocked down.
Nudge, skip pass, Ingram, 3 from the corner. Good.
She's about a 40+% three-point shooter, and she can make defenses come out and open up the middle.
You might not hardly recognize Julia Ingram. She's lost some weight, is incredibly fit. Tom Jesse said she's the leading worker on the team, just a workaholic, and you can see it in how lean and svelte she is now.
Yep.
Inside, denied. Here comes Spring Hill trying to get on the board, down 5-0. To Benson, out on top.
Just a freshman getting the turn as a starter.
Benson gets it back, gets it into Valentine. There's the bulk working inside. She is fouled by LaShayla Wright-Ponder.
You know, once Valentine gets that spot, he almost just concedes the bucket.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to slap it out of her hand.
No, she has pretty good footwork down low.
Yeah.
And with that bulk, she is not going to be denied.
You know, she's wearing these purple or lavender shoes. I thought she was wearing Crocs for a second.
It looks like it. And Spring Hill College is on the board. First points of the season.
Nice touch.
Scored by Valentine. It won't be her last of the season. Chris Nelson, lone senior on the Spartan team.
That's the other thing. They're picked to win the conference, and they have one senior.
Ingram, nice move baseline, didn't finish.
Well, she saw Valentine coming out at her and kind of pulled the jumper away.
Nodge, though, with the rebound. Shot clock reset at 20 on the offensive board. Nelson drives and is fouled with 6 seconds on the shot clock. This is the second game of the crossover, the Tampa women's basketball crossover. We saw Florida Tech fall to West Georgia 75-67. West Georgia jumped out to an early, I think it was 15-point lead in the first quarter, led by 10 at the end of the first quarter, and it closed up and was very tight until the final minute or so.
Tampa will play West Georgia tomorrow, and Florida Tech will play Spring Hill. Tampa game at 6, West Georgia, Florida Tech game at 4.
The free throws knocked down. It's 7-2.
Spring Hill, a pretty common opponent to these parts out of the SIAC. You'll see them in baseball. You'll see them in lacrosse, soccer.
Shot no good by Riley, and there's Wright-Ponder with the rebound. I believe they were here 2 years ago and played in the preseason or non-conference season. Ingram for 3, nothing.
A little strong.
Into the hands of Valentine, and the Badgers go the other way. Elise Riley dribbles, gives it out to Deja Walker. Walker defended by Sullivan. Good defense by Sullivan, moving her feet. One of the things Tom Jesse wants to see is Sullivan play good defense this year. She's a great offensive player. Just got the shot away, got rim, ball alive, and Spring Hill will get another 20.
That was one of those 50-50s. Both teams had their hands on it a couple times, eventually bounced to Spring Hill.
Three-point shot is made by Riley. Elise Riley, the senior, 3-year letter winner out of Covington, Louisiana, Mandeville High School. First field goal of the season for Spring Hill. I thought it was a 3. I guess it was just a 2. At least that's what we see on the scoreboard, so I stand corrected. Must have had a toe on the line.
Yeah, I was counting it as a 3. They didn't ask us.
They did not. Inside.
Good board. Nice board.
No good. Nelson
nice
to the hoop. Chris Nelson all the way to the basket.
Little sidestep there. Put it up with the left hand. Got it to go and got fouled. That's what Chris Nelson could do. She is a really good playmaker for this ball club. So quick.
Katie Kraut will sit down as Mathilde Nicholas comes into the game for Spring Hill. Nicholas, a sophomore, 6'1", out of France.
So they've got some tall players.
They do.
Two of them with some width to go with the height.
Yeah. Three-point play converted, and Tampa with its largest lead of the game, 10-4. On a whistle.
Jesse with it. Not sure what they called here.
I think the shot clock maybe did not start. So now the officials will give it to Spring Hill, and they'll run the offense. This is Riley. Valentine sets the pick, and boy, she can set a pick. And it goes to Valentine now. She just slipped down low, got the ball. Good defense by Wright Ponder.
Yep, just don't give up your spot.
Tipped away. Here comes Ingram. Ahead to Sullivan. Lays it up.
Nice.
Oh, reverse. Beautiful play by Malia Sullivan.
I think just as good a play by Julia Ingram to get the ball to her, too. Caught it in stride, went under the bucket, and laid it in right-handed.
Ingram came off the bench most of last season. This now her starting. She's going to be one of the premier players on this team. You can see her confidence right from the get-go this year. That was a three-point shot. Nothing but air. Nudged the rebound. Ahead to Sullivan. Another reverse.
She just put it into another gear there and went to the bucket. I mean, we know she can do that, but I think she's going to be, they're going to take the reins off this year. She's going to be fun to watch.
Obviously, as a freshman, she made some freshman mistakes that seemed to drive Coach Tom Jesse a little crazy. Rebound by Nelson, and she is fouled in the backcourt by Deja Walker. It'll be Tampa ball in the backcourt. But Sullivan, with that year of experience, will come in now as a sophomore and again being looked at as one of the leaders. And we have a timeout on the floor with 4:06 left here in the first quarter. 14-4 Tampa with its largest lead.
Why don't keep it right here?
Let's do.
Let's keep it right here for now.
We shall.
Yeah. You know, you look at Malia Sullivan, and yeah, freshman mistakes, but what happened is she came in here one of the best players in the state of Florida, and she had to adapt her game, which was kind of a get up and down the court and score. Right. And she kind of had to adapt to us a little more, slow it down, and find teammates.
Yeah, she was definitely one who would, take off and just be going like the Energizer Bunny all the time. Yeah. And sometimes you do have to just kind of rein in some of that enthusiasm, play a little more under control. And so far tonight, everything looks terrific for Tampa.
And the good thing, her teammates seem to know to look for her. I think she's going to be even more dangerous if she doesn't have to create her own shots, if they can get her the ball in a position to do something.
We will see a number of new Tampa players tonight. One of them I'm anxious to see is Maya Justo, a 5'5" freshman guard out of Naples, Florida, Gulf Coast High School. Her high school, she was a 1,000-point scorer in high school and also is the school's all-time career assist leader. She is very, very similar to Chris Nelson. Mm-hmm. She is probably going to be the point guard of the future.
Right.
She'll not get a ton of time at the point because of Chris Nelson this year, but she might even see some time at the point while Chris Nelson slides over and plays some two this year. Inside shot, no good. That shot by Wright Ponder, forced up with the left hand, didn't go. Spring Hill just 1 of 9 from the field so far. Trailing by 10. Inside, Valentine puts it up and in.
Good job by Wright Ponder. You got to let her have it. Maybe you can get a hand on the ball by putting your arm straight up, but she's already got 1. You don't want 2 this early.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. You don't want to pick up that second foul in the first quarter because she has the size to sort of battle Valentine. I want to say on even terms, but I'm not sure that's true.
Nice shot, Chris Nelson. That's going to be important if she can knock that down with consistency.
The three-pointer, good by Nelson. She's got 5 points, and the Spartans are up by 11. There's a three-point shot. No good by Nicholas. Ahead and a turnover. Check that. Ball tipped away.
No, I think it's
just out of bounds, I guess. To Benson, defended by Ingram. Gives it up on top. This is Angel Benson, who's checked into the game now. She's a 2-year letter winner, junior from Madison, Alabama. To the basket with the left hand, no, and right ponder flies in for the board.
That's 5 rebounds already for right ponder.
Nelson for 3.
Oh, rattled it.
She has been working on that. Coach Jesse said we saw a little bit of her improvement in the perimeter game at the end of last season, but he says she's looked really good here in preseason so far.
Well, that's one thing she wouldn't have done last year, is just look for that shot.
Shot no good. Rebound by Sullivan. Somebody lost a mouth guard in the backcourt. Oh. Sullivan looked at it as she dribbled up floor.
Check your teeth.
Says, is that mine? Sullivan for 3. Straight away, no. Nudge the rebound. Up. No good. Look at right ponder go after that ball.
And
it'll be
keep it.
Tampa under the hoop. No, right ponder definitely showing some aggressiveness around the glass. 11 points for Nelson. She's almost doubled the output of the Badgers. And we're going to see a substitution. Anna Popovich is checking in for the first time. We found the missing mouth guard. That was DeBilson that picks it up.
Freshman mistake.
Yeah. Tampa will inbound. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:40 left first quarter. The Spartans by 14. Nudge, Sullivan.
We're seeing a zone.
And there's the zone buster right there. Yeah.
2 for 3 from deep for Julia Ingram.
And a timeout is called by Spring Hill. Head coach Karen McConico says, man, we got to get out on these three-point shooters.
Yep.
McConico in her 9th year, 98 and 121, her career record. Her best year as the coach at Spring Hill was the 2017-18 season, in which the Badgers went 22-6, 15-3. They were the SIAC West champs. But last year, as we mentioned, 12-16, and then went 7-10 in their division.
And I got to meet Coach's husband when we were buying hamburgers before the game.
At the concession stand?
We're just talking to him, had a Spring Hill shirt on. I said, your daughter one of the players? He said, no, my wife's the coach. And I said, all right, are you the better half? And he goes, I just drove 7 hours. Yes.
Yes, I am. That's a long drive. But yeah, nice to have him here. And nice to see Spring Hill here.
Yes.
You know, all these schools love to get going. I mean, these games count. They're non-conference, but they count on your record. So you want to get in and get a win if you can. This is Carrington Matias giving it up. Getting it back.
Spartans have Anna Popovich in the lineup now.
Right, Popovich, number 11. She's 6'1" junior from England. Shot no good, nudge the rebound. And she can handle the basketball. We saw that a year ago. She takes it, gives it to Sullivan. And a foul.
Valentine went out for Spring Hill, and then Tom Jesse jumped on that to get Popovich in, because she would have a tremendous weight disadvantage.
Right.
Taller.
Angel Benson sits down, and we see Bostic. Tyesha Bostic, a freshman from Charleston, South Carolina, 5'9", guard forward. Nelson's going to sit down. And here we do have Maya Justo in the lineup. She'll inbound on the baseline. She was working in all the pregame drills with Chris Nelson, and they were really going at it. Fun to see that competition, even in pregame practice. Nodge with a great move.
Nothing new there.
Nope.
She'll beat you with the left hand or the right hand.
Nodge with 4 points now. And the clock has gone off. 22.2 seconds. It's not.
And the scoreboard has gone off.
And the scoreboard is gone.
So everything's normal this year.
It's 25 to 6. I'll just keep that in mind. Obviously, good defense here thus far for the Spartans. They've held Spring Hill to 14% shooting from the floor. 2 of 14. They're 0 for 4 from deep. Tampa, meantime, shooting 53% from the floor, 9 of 17 from the field, 4 of 7, 57% from downtown.
Tom Jesse's getting Erin Antosh into the game. She is a 6'3 junior, played at Lawrence Academy and the University of Delaware, transferred over. And I was wondering, because he has now 4 pretty good options for being tall.
Oh, yeah.
And he's gotten all 4 of them before the first quarter ended.
He indicated he would try to get them in as soon as possible. Obviously didn't want the game to get away in any fashion, but he does want to see as many of these players as possible in these non-conference games.
So he's going to have Antosh and Popovich as the bigs for a little bit.
Antosh, number 44, is a 6'3 forward center, a transfer from the University of Delaware. She was there for 2 years, did not play last season. She had surgery on an ankle. Played as a freshman, had a season-high 7 points against Delaware State. But she is a junior in school, but 3 years of eligibility. She's a sophomore eligibility-wise.
Like that. Scoreboard out again. Hate to say it, but we had this problem last year.
And it's back again. Deja vu all over again, Yogi. So Antosh, you talk about some of the new players. 6'3", Antosh. Right Ponder coming in at 6 feet. Obviously.
Popovich 6'1", I believe.
Right.
Dory 6'1".
And then there's even Terry Battle, a junior, a transfer out of Bowling Green, who is a 6'1" player. So there's some size possibilities here. Maybe those coaches knew what they were talking about in the Sunshine State Conference.
Well, you can't teach height.
No. You either have it or you don't. The interesting thing tonight is, to me, is Katie Crowd in 6 minutes has not scored. And she is the one that had, I think, 21 points in the most recent exhibition game against one of the Division I schools. They played, Spring Hill's played a couple of preseason games that did not count. They lost them both.
They played D1 teams,
yeah, against D1 teams, and they lost them both by double digits, obviously. But Crowd had a good game that last time out. So for the Spartans,
actually went down to Florida Gulf Coast a week ago and played them in an exhibition game and didn't win, but reports were they played well.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking forward to tonight's game, to see these new players, to see how they'd fit in. I talked to Coach Jesse before the game, and he said, when you come into the season, you just never know. I mean, they look pretty good in practice. The new players are still adjusting to the system. That happens every year with new players because Tom Jesse, the Spartans, they have a system.
Yeah.
And you have to adjust to it. You can't bring your high school or your previous college team's systems along with you. You have to blend in. And that's what they expect. But it may take time. He said, we'll see what happens here in 2019, but come January and February, we might be okay.
Yeah. They do have 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow is the first SSC game, actually. Nova Southeastern home game here.
Well, you talk about the conference. We mentioned that Tampa picked to win. 6 of the conference 11 coaches picked Tampa to win the SSC. Nova Southeastern is picked to finish second.
So it'll be a 1-2 matchup to start the year.
Right out of the chute. 4 coaches picked Nova Southeastern to win the conference, and 1 picked Florida Southern, defending champs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that's who beat Tampa in the NCAA tournament. Then Eckerd is picked to finish 4th, followed by Rollins, Embry-Riddle, Lynn, Berry, Florida Tech, St. Leo, and Palm Beach Atlantic. That's the preseason SSC prognostications. So we have the scoreboard.
Maybe.
For a while. 25-6 the score. Shot clock is off. And a double team and a whistle and a foul. Justo, I think, a little.
I don't know if he wanted him that aggressive on the double team.
Aaliyah Abney was part of that double team. Abney missed last season with an injury. She suffered a, torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
before the season in a pickup game. Missed the whole year, but she's anxious to get it going. She's there with the basketball now. The thing that's interesting is she played a little bit as a freshman, then missed last year. Now she's coming in. She's kind of a season behind in a way, even though she knows the system. As far as game experience, she's behind a bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see her, though, come January, being ready to be a big part of this. Final seconds of the quarter. Shot no good. The rebound off the hands of Amtosh, and the quarter has come to an end. Well, Tampa shoots 53% in the quarter. Spring Hill just 14%. And it's 25-6 at the end of one here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Freak alert, Jalen. Not like a slips into baby talk when he's feeling insecure kind of freak. Not even a whittle bit. Jalen's a freak about hand-slicing all-natural meats for every Jimmy John sandwich he makes. Look at his unfettered joy. And not just for ham. You should see him with Capicola. Thank you, Jalen. Your meat freakiness means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah!
Aaliyah Abney, the redshirt junior out of Orlando. Freedom High School will be inbounding just in front of us, as the Spartans have the ball to start the second quarter, leading 25-6.
I'd say that was a good first quarter to start the season.
Justo gives to Ingram, back to Justo. Thought about a three, got it to Notch instead. Ingram, open three from the wing, usually money, no good. In and out, the rebound hauled in by Brandy Lee, a junior from Adamsville, Alabama. She goes down to the other end and puts it up and in. That was Bostic, was it not?
Spartans are trying to get it out of the net and go, though.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
That was Lee that took it coast to coast. Now here is Brandy Lee again. Gives to Carrington Matias. Matias gives it up. Three-point shot is long. Rebound by Abney. Abney into the corner. Justo. Right Ponder. Now at the high post, standing at the free throw line. Nudge. Thought about a three. And here's Abney. Strong to the hoop. No good. Ball tipped into the hands of Matias. Out of Henderson, North Carolina. Matias keeps the dribble. Gives it up to Nicholas. Nicholas near side. Brandy Lee shoots a 17-footer off the backboard. No good. Rebound by Wright Ponder. My goodness.
This has not been a real physical game to this point, which probably is reflected in the fact that there's only been one foul call to this point.
Interesting. No good. Matias orchestrating the offense. Matias, they set up the screen. Far side, shot by Nicholas is good. A three. It's 25-11. Shot by Wright. Chris Nelson's going to come back in. So is Malia Sullivan for Tampa. And we see a couple of players we're going to check in. We'll get you the substitutions here in just a moment. Scott Lynn and Jack Ike with you. Another season of University of Tampa men's and women's basketball here on the SSC Digital Network.
The men are on the road this weekend. They won't play a home game until that Nova Southeastern game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see them again. I'm not sure I'll know everybody.
No,
or
I
anybody,
think it was about an 80% turnover this year. A lot of new faces.
But Pat Bacon will be back.
Vincent Biffle is back. Brendan Baker. But there are some minutes available on the men's team.
Well, a great start for Tampa. But the last 5 points have been scored by Spring Hill College.
So Coach Tom Jesse says, let's go back to the original starters.
And he has done so. Nudge, Ingram, Sullivan, Nelson, and Wright Ponder. Wright Ponder has about 8 rebounds, I think, already in this game. 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Spring Hill College with the basketball. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Kate Hammond, number 4. She set a screen away from the ball, and apparently it was a little too much aggressiveness on the setting the pick.
Ponder and Nudge have totaled 13 rebounds between the two of them.
Wow.
And you were right, 7 for Wright Ponder.
Wow. Nelson's made all 3 of her free throws and has hit 2 from downtown. Will it be 3? Yes, it will. She's 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. And Chris Nelson has 14 points, half of her team's total.
She's not a big scorer. I'll have to check and see how close that might be to a career high.
Well, she had 14 last season against Lee. That was her season high a year ago.
She's equaled it.
Yeah, and of course she's 2 years at Temple College.
She's equaled her Tampa career high in 14 minutes.
Wow.
She's point-a-minute player right now.
Inbound. Wright Ponder scores and is fouled, and the assist. A nice entry pass by Nelson. Wright Ponder going to the free throw line. She scored a career high 17 points against Maryland Eastern Shore in a D1 game a year ago at Hampton University. As we mentioned, she was a starter there. Just decided she wanted to start over, try something new, and obviously Tom Jesse's happy to have her. And a 20-point lead for Tampa, largest of the game. Inside it goes to Valentine. Wright Ponder does all she can, but Valentine can score down there.
Yep.
Nelson on top as we reach the 6-minute mark. Drives,
nice
dishes.
Pass.
Boy, that was really pretty. And Nudge lost it off her hands. She thought she might have been fouled, or maybe the ball was knocked away, but she's not going to win the argument.
No. She has great looks, though, when she looks at referees, when she questions their decision-making.
Entry pass to Valentine. High-low game. Step-through move. She's fouled. She'll shoot a couple. I think Wright Ponder just picked up her second.
Yeah. So Popovich will come in.
Again, Anna Popovich. She's from Loughborough, England. Charnwood College is where she went. She's a transfer from Elon University in North Carolina. She was there 2 years. Her career high, 12 points against Towson State. Against Towson. That was her freshman year. Valentine knocks down the free throw. She's made
a nice shooting form.
She really does. She's hit all 4 of her free throw attempts. It's 31-15. And Valentine has 8 points in the game, tops for the Badgers. Nudge. Sullivan lost the handle on the drive, but got it to Ingram. Still a lot of time to shoot, but Ingram turns it over. I thought Nelson chased it down.
Just too quick.
6 to shoot, and a whistle and a hand checking foul is going to be called on number 20, Lindy DeBilson. DeBilson, just a freshman. Those freshmen never get the call, do they?
No. I don't know if the refs do scouting reports too and read the roster.
Good movement on offense tonight so far for the Spartans. And Ingram gets the 3. Yeah. Such a terrific shooter. She knocks down.
That's 3.
I think that's 4, if I'm not mistaken. Or am I wrong?
She's 3 for 5 from deep.
No, you're right. You are correct.
You doubted me?
Only for a moment.
Okay.
That shot is good. That's a 3.
Uh-oh.
And it's 34 to 18 now. That's Nudge.
I think she got an elbow or something in the mouth.
Wasn't there a time last season? Maybe a tooth. She's been pointing at
her mouth.
Didn't she wear a mask part of last season?
She did.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think she had broke her nose or something.
Well, she's in some discomfort for sure.
Yeah.
Boy, you hate to see that. Golly.
It was incidental. But it's a physical game.
Nodge with 4 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists so far. And we've only played, 15 and a half minutes or so. Nodge is going to
might have a split lip or something.
Yeah. She's going to have to come out of the game.
Popovich in.
Popovich, I think, was in. I think Abney came in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so
Abney comes in.
They're going relatively small right now.
We'll see Popovich, though, lined up against Valentine at the other end when they have to play defense. 34-18. Abney took steps before she got the ball down. You're right.
Had a good running start. Four and a half minutes left, second quarter. Spartans by 16. Season opener for both teams. This game counts. Martinez gives it up, driving down the lane, throwing it up off the glass, no good. And rebound by Popovich. Nelson. As the Spartans try to find their spots on offense. Nelson to Abney, around to Ingram. They're not letting her shoot the open 3 anymore. No.
Instead, Sullivan tried a 3. It's off the iron, out of bounds. One person we will not see that you might see on the roster, if you're checking online, is Audrey Ramsey, a freshman from Boca Raton. She tore her ACL late in her high school career, and so she's still recovering from that. She might have been able to rehab enough that she could come back and play in January or February, but Tom Jesse says in all likelihood, almost definitely, she'll redshirt and just keep that year of eligibility. That shot was knocked down by Carrington Mejias. And I thought it was a 3, maybe just a 2. 34-20 says the scoreboard. That shot's no good. Valentine the board. Valentine gives it back to Mathias. Mathias is only 5'3", and Valentine is not 5'3".
Oh,
foul over the back.
Called. Dory Nudge coming back in, though.
Yeah, they called a foul on Popovich coming over the top. Just the first team foul of the quarter. Nope, second team foul of the quarter for Tampa, so it'll be out of bounds on the baseline. Mattias and Nelson are a terrific matchup of undersized guards. Catch and shoot three is nailed by Riley.
They're getting hotter.
And that 20-point lead is down to 11. It's 34-23.
Yeah, it was 31-11. First time they went to 20.
Out of bounds. Foul called on Kate Hammond on the reach. That's the fourth team foul. So the Spartans will shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way here in this quarter. 4 10-minute quarters. On the 5th foul each quarter, the opponent gets to shoot 2 free throws. Inbound, Spartans got it. Nudge lost the handle, out of bounds, and it's off of Spring Hill.
As soon as that was entered in, they double-teamed her.
Nelson will inbound. Let's see if they run that play again where you end up with the player wide open underneath the hoop. Nope, just gave it to Nudge. Nudge drives and is called for the foul. Offensive foul on Nudge. Nudge picking up her first personal foul. Dory out of Hungary. Such a key performer for the Spartans a year ago. She'll be that and more again this year. 3-point shot is launched. No good by McDaniel. Cassidy McDaniel went deep from the right side. Would have made it a single-digit deficit. 2 minutes left in the half. Popovich gets the entry pass. Valentine lets her shoot. Popovich thought she was going to get defended a little tighter.
Yep.
Kind of clutched it. Air ball, and here comes the Badgers. They've pecked away at that 20-point deficit, and it's down to 11. Valentine for 2 is short. Out of bounds to Tampa. Scott Lynn along with Jack Ike. Jack will call the game tomorrow night.
I'm ready.
Against West Georgia. They were tough for SSC Florida Tech tonight.
Yeah.
They beat them, and they look pretty good doing it. They run the floor and just run and run and run. Whistle, foul, free throws coming for Tampa. In that game earlier, we mentioned West Georgia beat Florida Tech 75-67. West Georgia had 4 players score in double figures. One of them off the bench, Taylor Brown. 17 points by Ashley Lee led the way as Nudge makes the first free throw. Chris Nelson, the game's top scorer so far with 14, matching her Tampa high. Nudge makes the free throw. Spartans are 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. And Spring Hill's 4 of 4.
Yeah.
I love it when teams can make free throws.
Spartans with Justo and Chris Nelson in.
Well, Tom Jesse said he might do that. Justo will play the point, and Chris Nelson will slide over to the 2. At least that's what he told me. We'll see what happens here. We see number 1, Zaria Ector, is in the game. 5'2" point guard. That shot blocked by Nudge. Inbounded. And it's going to be a foul in the backcourt. Looked like a pretty clean strip by Mattias, and the fans from Spring Hill. It might have been the coach's. Yeah, the coach's husband. Might have been him. Yeah, I think I heard somebody up there. And because it's the 15th foul, 2 free throws coming for Justo. Great hustle that time. Block shot and a save by a Nudge.
I was going through the list of the bios on a lot of the Spartans players. There's a lot of them who were 1,000-point scorers in high school.
Right. Absolutely. Justo looks good, knocks him down. Now coming back into the game is Antosh, number 44, checking in for Nudge with 46 seconds left in the quarter.
but a lot of them were 3- and 4-year starters.
Right, absolutely.
So you can average 10 points a game, not be a prolific scorer, but hit the 1,000-point mark.
But to your point, it proves you can get the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
And traveling violation called.
Spartans can hold it for the last shot, just 0.7 of a second difference.
Nudge, by the way, was not credited for a block shot a moment ago.
I think it was Popovich.
Was it Popovich?
Yeah,
well, that's why Nudge didn't get it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I gave Nudge credit, so I'm sorry. I apologize, Anna. Man-to-man here. Justo is double-teamed. Gets it to Popovich. Popovich back to Justo.
Oh.
Found Ingram cutting baseline or looked for her, but the pass was stolen. And now the shot at the buzzer is banked in. It counts. 38-26 will be your halftime score. Wow.
She had the room, came down. Justo saw that pass. She saw exactly what I saw, and that was Julia Ingram open, cutting to the basket. But what neither of us saw was that there was a player hiding behind Valentine and came in and made the interception, got it up court, and then they hit the three.
We probably had a better angle of that than Tom Jesse. He might be thinking, why would you throw that pass?
Yeah.
But we had the same angle that Justo had, I believe. So anyway, it's halftime. We will come back with about 3 minutes left in the halftime break to get you updated on all the scores and the scoring and the stats from the first half. I'm Scott Lynn, Jack Ike with you. Thanks for joining us here on the SSC Digital Network.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughan Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughan Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business students. This building also has a real-time stock trading room. Right next door is the Sykes Chapel for Faith and Values. This gorgeous interfaith chapel features a large main hall complete with a massive pipe organ, as well as meditation rooms and meeting rooms. Student healthcare is a major priority for us here at UT. The Dickey Health and Wellness Center is accessible to all students and provides high-quality services including basic medical care, counseling, and wellness programs. On the east side of campus, you'll find the McDonald-Kelsey Library. Here, students can learn from a large collection of books, periodicals, and digital databases. They can also take advantage of our numerous study rooms and computers. The Academic Success Center is another great resource for students. This is your one-stop shop for academic advising, coaching, and tutoring services. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just want to shoot some hoops, the athletic facilities here at UT are hard to beat. The Bob Martinez Athletic Center includes a large gymnasium, a weight room, and training facilities. In addition, the campus features an aquatic center open year-round, 6 tennis courts, baseball and softball fields, a 1,500-seat stadium, as well as a lacrosse field and intramural complex. Need a break from studying? Head to Falk Theater and catch a play. This 1,000-seat historic theater serves as a home for all major performances made by UT's Department of Speech, Theater and Dance, as well as special guests. This is one of UT's newest facilities, the Innovation and Collaboration Building. Here you will find UT's very own Starbucks. In addition, classrooms, cybersecurity labs, study lounges, and the Loth Entrepreneurship Center, designed for student entrepreneurs to launch their startups. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video tour of UT, we'd love to give you one in person. For more information or to schedule a campus visit, go to ut.edu.
Better go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I need to get up and stretch.
Yeah.
We'll see where she takes it in the second half. Julia Ingram has 9 points, all of them on three-pointers. She's 3 for 5 from deep, 3 for 6 overall. She played every minute, the only Spartan player to play every minute of the first half. Other scores for Tampa, there's only 3 others who have scored. If I take that back, 4 others who have scored. Justo has 2 points, hit a couple free throws. Nudge has 6 points, couple buckets, couple free throws. Wright Ponder with 3 points. And Malia Sullivan has 4 points on 2 or 4 shooting. Spartans, as I mentioned, 12 of 29 from the floor, 6 of 13 from three-pointers, and perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line. 24 rebounds to their credit, 5 fouls, and 5 turnovers to this point. Other side of the ledger, we have Valentine and Riley both with 8 points in the game to be the leading scorers for Spring Hill. Matthias has 2 points. Nicholas has 3 points. Lee with 2 points. DeBilson has 3 points. They are 9 of 29 from the floor for 31%, but I'll be honest with you, that percentage has gone up a little bit in the second half of the second quarter. They started to hit more points. They trailed at one point 31-11 to the Spartans, so ever since then they've outscored Tampa 15-7.
There you go. Well, you majored in math, I think, didn't you?
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
You did well that one day. Very good. All right, well, Spring Hill will have the ball to start the third quarter. We have 20 minutes of action left. Scott Lynn, along with Jack Ike, bringing it to you here on the season opener and the first game of the year here for Tampa in the women's basketball crossover.
Spartans back to the original starters, and a foul quickly on Ingram.
Elise Riley with a quick catch and shoot. Ingram reached in and drew the foul.
See if there's any adjustments. I think Spring Hill threw a little zone at the Spartans, but not a ton of it. I think the one thing Spring Hill just needs to avoid is the slow start.
(38-26), 38-27. Now 38-28 as that both free throws were made. So the 20-point lead cut in half. Ingram to Nelson. Around to Sullivan. Back. Nelson for 3. She misses that one. She'd hit 3 of 5 in the first half from beyond the arc.
That's a 17-7 difference now since 6 minutes left in the second half or second quarter, because Chris Nelson's 3 made it 31-11.
Kate Hammond gives it around into the hands of DeBilson, and now Riley. Riley hit a couple of threes in the first half. Valentine lost the handle out of bounds.
They've held her in check pretty well because she's a upper teens 20-point a game scorer.
8 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of fouls for Valentine. Riley's the leading scorer for the Badgers with 10. Sullivan gives to Nudge. Nudge inside. Beautiful feed inside to Wright Ponder. She finished with the left hand.
Make that 10 assists for Tampa.
And Nudge, I believe that's her 4th.
That's pretty good. 10 assists off your 13 baskets.
Riley, good-looking player, defended by Ingram. That's an interesting matchup. Riley misses long, but Valentine the rebound. Fresh 20 on the shot clock, and the rebound
nice block
by Valentine, and the ball went off of Valentine after the block by Wright Ponder. Well, we're seeing Wright Ponder what she can do, aren't we?
She's got some athletic ability to go with the height.
Ingram, wide open 3, gave it up to Nudge instead. Right elbow jumper, good by Sullivan.
Sullivan's not necessarily a three-point shooter, so she gave a little fake, took a couple steps inside the line, knocked down a 15-footer.
She's got 6. The Spartans lead by 14.
She's just got a picture book jumper.
Working inside.
Just doing her best to back her down.
Gave it up. The shot no good by DeBilson, but yes, Katie Kraut was just a force there for a moment. Thinking about trying to get it to Wright Ponder. They give it to Nudge on top instead. She hands to Wright Ponder. Missed the layup. Got the rebound. Put it back in. Wright Ponder now with 7 points and 9 boards.
Now, did she cost Doria an assist?
But she did cost Doria an assist there. It would have been her 6th assist.
Yeah. Took an assist away from Doria, added to her rebound total.
I'd do that too if I could.
Guy in the NBA did that a few years ago. He had some bonus or was trying to set a record, so he purposely missed it.
Yeah, just kept missing.
Had a breakaway layup. If I remember right, then they said we're not giving you the assist or the rebound.
Spartans have scored the last 6 after the lead was trimmed to 10. That shot is no good by Mathilde Nicholas. Out of bounds it goes to Tampa.
So right now we're seeing how this game started, and that's the Spartans getting off quickly and Spring Hill struggling a little bit. And that's why they fell behind and had to work their way back.
Ingram thought about launching another 3.
Well, they came out quickly on her. They're in a zone, I think,
And she decided it was a little early in the shot clock to take that one. Sullivan, Nudge is fouled from behind on the drive. I'm pretty sure that'll be called on DeVilson. DeVilson picks up her 3rd.
Yeah.
Nelson to inbound. Nudge gives to Wright Ponder. Missed it. Battles inside. It ends up in the hands.
3 times in a row now. Nudge has come down and found Wright Ponder.
Knocked away by Nelson. Good steal. Here comes Tampa. Sullivan drives, scores. Malia Sullivan. She's got 8, and the Spartans lead by 18.
So athletic, has such great control, and can kind of improvise and make up a shot as she gets there.
Kind of throws that off the glass with some spin, too.
Yeah.
Inside basket. Makes it 46-30. Nudge into Wright Ponder.
We've seen that before.
Oh, did not get it to go. But another assist blown, although there was a foul, so you can't say that's on Wright Ponder. But she's thinking she should have made that.
But they've done that now 4 times down the floor into Nudge, and then she's found Wright Ponder for either a basket, a rebound basket, or a foul.
They've got a good thing going, those two. And credit the coaching staff for realizing this might be an effective ploy. Wright Ponder makes the free throw. She's 2 of 2 from the line so far. The Spartans are 9 of 9, 10 of 10.
I wasn't going to say anything, but no one has missed a free throw tonight on either team.
I know. Spartans 10 of 10. Spring Hill 6 of 6. We might tie a record set by many here tonight.
Yes.
With not a missed free throw.
Yeah.
Strong move to the basket. No good. I'll tell you, Katie Crowd is just really frustrated.
Yeah.
She's still scoreless. Has missed all 6 of her shots from the field. Nudge on top. Nelson looks left, dribbles out. 15 on the shot clock. Nice pick set by Nudge. Frees up Ingram in the corner.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Wow. Julia Ingram knocks it down, her 4th triple of the night. She's got 12 points, and the Spartans' lead is 21, their largest.
And that one was beating the shot clock, too. She caught that ball and knew she had to turn around and get it up.
Good entry pass there. They find Valentine, and she's now got a dozen. She's the top scorer for the Badgers. Nudge. Skip pass. Dangerous. Nelson got it, though. Now shoots and is fouled. She'll go shoot a couple more free throws. Well, just when it looked like Spring Hill might make this very, very interesting, the Spartans have rallied back, went up by 21. It's 19 now, with Nelson going to the line for a couple.
It's a 13-6 quarter now for Tampa.
We do want to mention, we mentioned Tom Jesse, the head coach of the Spartans. He's in his 18th season. Last year, of course, the Spartans went 22-9, 15-5 in the Sunshine State Conference. They were second in the league in the regular season. Picked up a win in the NCAA tournament over Lee, and then lost to the SSC regular season champion, Florida Southern Mocs. Associate head coach Caitlin Mitrick. Caitlin, associate head coach for the first time.
Yes.
They just gave her the promotion in the offseason, so congratulations to Caitlin. She's in her 8th year as an assistant at UT. She's a 2010 University of Tampa grad. And a new graduate assistant this year, Belle Bistro, out of West Florida, 2019 grad. She was a great three-point shooter, number 2 in school history with 162 made threes. I called one of her games. I called the NCAA tournament a few years ago at Eckerd College, and she was playing on a team that beat Rollins in order to go go further in the tournament. So, Belle Bistro, nice to have you along. And again, great three-point shooter. I'm sure Tom Jesse wishes she still had eligibility left.
Well, I'm sure he wishes Caitlin Mitrick had eligibility left.
And speaking
she was
of
a heck of a player,
people you wish you had back, Elena D'Alfredo, the former All-SSC player, is in the house tonight.
And the grad assistant for a couple of years.
Grad assistant the last couple of years. She's in the house. She got a job working in St. Petersburg at a design company, if I'm not mistaken. And I saw her in the house tonight.
Yeah. Players come back. Karma Jeremy is here.
Yeah.
Great
to see him. Great to see him.
I was going to say great point guard, but she played wherever they needed her to play.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd go up against Valentine if that's what they told her to do.
Right. Oh, absolutely. The free throw's good. And the Spartans are 12 of 12 from the line. Leading again by 21, matching their largest lead of the game. Here's Valentine, triple teamed in that zone. And the basket is made by Matthias on the far baseline.
I believe she's knocked down. Well, that's her first one she's knocked down. I thought she hit one other one. I guess it wasn't a 3, the first one she took.
Matthias now with 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor.
They actually called that a 2.
Whistle and a foul as Nudge put the ball on the floor. She is fouled. I think it's on Elise Riley. It is. Riley picks up her second, third team foul. Check that, fourth team foul. So again, the Spartans will shoot 2 free throws now on any Spring Hill foul. Unless there's a made basket, then they'll only get 1. Nelson with a chance to give the Spartans their biggest lead. If somebody knocks down a 3, that will be the case. Tough shot on the move by Nudge, no good.
Kind of a runner.
Nudge with only 6 points so far, hasn't taken a lot of shots. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and has had a couple other assist possibilities that didn't go her way. Sullivan, skip, pass, Ingram, wide open 3, touchdown, no, in and out it goes.
Well, I watched Sullivan come down there, head up all the way, found the spot.
Lob inside, Nudge with the steal.
That's
tried to get it in there.
15.
Yeah. Boy,
Well,
great.
Take that back. That was personal fouls. Just the 6th turnover.
Great defensive play there by Brandy Lee, knocking it out of bounds. Spartans will have it underneath the hoop. Not a lot of turnovers in this game for either team.
Nope.
Nelson, Sullivan. Sullivan, 17-footer straight away, rolls around
Just
and in.
a little step back jumper there.
Sweet move by Sullivan. And she's now in double figures with 10. Third Spartan in double figures tonight. Nelson leads the way with a career high 16. Riley for 2, no good. Nelson.
Chris Nelson goes skying for that one.
She skied. Went up the golden ladder, as Bill Schonely, the great Trailblazers announcer in the NBA, used to say. Climbed the golden ladder. Let's see. Nelson looks
fell
like she
down
hurt her
holding her
shooting
wrist
hand.
or hand or fingers.
Let's see if she's all right as Popovich checks in for Naj. And it looks like Justo will check in for Nelson after she shoots the free throws.
That was planned before Nelson went down, but it may be fortuitous to get her on the sideline for a few minutes.
Nelson rattles it around and in. Largest lead of the night right here with 22 for Tampa. Nelson makes that one purely. 18 points for Nelson. 7 of 7 from the line. Riley working on Ingram. Tried to bounce it far side. Kicked out of bounds. It'll be Spring Hill with 13 seconds to shoot. Check that. They reset it to 20 on the kick ball. Kraut gives it up. They set up Riley for the shot. She misses. But the rebound hauled in. No good. That was Bostic with a good offensive rebound, the freshman from Charleston, but she didn't get the finish. 23-point lead for Tampa. 1:35 left. Justo. Sullivan for 3. Off the front of the iron, tipped up and around, and finally hauled in by Kraut. Pushing it ahead is Matthias, knocked out of bounds by Sullivan. Great balance tonight for Tampa. 18 points for Nelson, 10 for Sullivan, 12 for Ingram, 9 for Wright Ponder. She has 11 rebounds to go with her 9 points, and Naj with 6 points, 8 boards. Lots of contributors.
So just one bucket away from, one free throw away from a double-double in her first game.
Bostic gives it up. Carrington Matthias on the dribble, defended by Justo. That's a good matchup. Step back for 2 is good. Good looking shot by Carrington Matthias.
They called it a 2.
2-year letter winner. She's a junior out of Henderson, North Carolina, Southern Vance High School. Those of you watching from Spring Hill,
double-double.
Welcome you. And yes, the double-double, as Jack mentioned. That's her second career double-double. She had one at Hampton University against UNC Asheville her sophomore year. She is a junior after transferring in this year to Tampa. 59-36. Scramble for the ball, held ball, arrow pointing to Tampa. Spartans.
That's our first held ball that I remember.
I think so. And they'll have the final shot of the quarter with 12.8 to shoot. Aaliyah Abney comes back in for Sullivan. Sullivan sitting down with 10 points, 3 boards, 3 assists in 28 minutes. Ingram gives to Justo. 10 seconds left. Justo looks over. Gets the call. 5 seconds. Gives it to Abney. Abney had an open 3. Goes for a tough shot. Looked like she was fouled, and she was. A late whistle, but a foul nonetheless. And it was the right call. I thought she was fouled. So I think there'll be free throws coming up here.
Should be.
No one else. They were in the bonus, regardless of whether it was on the drive or what. But she was in the action.
They signaled 2. So.
Yeah. So Abney will go to the line, looking for her first points of the night.
Well, they're saying everybody has to come out because there's .3.
Yeah, I think they added 3/10 back onto the clock there because the whistle came just before the third quarter buzzer. 2 free throws for Abney. Again, she was injured last season, didn't play. She averaged just under 5 points a game in her freshman season here at Tampa. I guess it would be officially a sophomore season. Her first year at Tampa. She did play 1 year at Charleston Southern University. And she keeps the perfect night alive.
I was going to say, we had our first missed free throw. 25-point lead to end the quarter.
Abney hit them both for her first points. The Spartans 16 of 16 from the line, and Spring Hill 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. 61 to 36. A 25-point lead as we end the third quarter. Impressive start.
Spartans with a 23-10 advantage in the quarter. Shot 7 of 13 from the floor and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Spring Hill on the other side was 4 of 13 from the floor. That's 31%. 2 of 2 from the line.
Well, if you joined us late, Tampa raced out to a 25-6 lead at the end of the first quarter. Went up by 20 early in the second quarter, but then Spring Hill caught fire a bit. Outscored Tampa in the second period 20-13. Pulled within 10, cutting the 20-point deficit in half in the third quarter early on. But then, as Jack mentioned, the Spartans end up with a 23-10 advantage in the period. So the Spartans leading by 25 as they head to the fourth quarter here in game one of the season.
Spartans with a nice run at the end here. As you mentioned, they got it down to a 10-point game. And I'm trying to remember what the score was. I think it was like 43-33. Our friend Elena D'Alfredo is here.
I'm going to hand my headset, and you can do a quick interview.
Okay.
Yes, for you. Why for me? For you. For you. How's it going?
Good. It's good.
We have Elena D'Alfredo here, a great Spartan basketball player, graduate assistant coach. Had to give up that position. Now you're a working girl, right?
Yes, I am working at a company based in St. Pete. It's not the same. I'm very happy, but, you know, I miss my roots. I miss being here. You know, I miss, you know, my coaches, my school. So definitely happy to be here and, you know, talk to you guys and see things. You know, even though it's from outside, it's cool to see, you know, former players and, you know, my former players be here and grow, you know, so it's good.
Now, you're from Spain.
Yep.
But you obviously made a conscious decision to stay in the Tampa area, though.
Yes, I mean, you know, Florida and especially Tampa and St. Pete are very similar to, you know, our culture here in Spain, back in Spain, so it's nice. It's very nice.
All right, you're going to be at most of the games then?
I'm going to try my best, yes. I'm going to support my school and my program as much as I can.
So if I get laryngitis like I often get, you'll be ready?
Yes, I'll be ready, you know. I'm communications major, so be careful. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Jack,
I can't take you guys from that. You guys are the best, so, you know.
Thank you.
Yep.
One of the great ones, too, you are.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks, Elena.
that. Of course. Thank you, guys.
Elena D'Alfredo, one of my very favorite Spartans of all time, as she was really a special player for UT.
Great point guard.
First team all SSC her senior season. They had a lot of success when she was on the floor, that's for sure. And the Spartans having success here tonight in the first game of the year, leading Spring Hill College with 8:40 left here in regulation, 61-38. Justo, Abney, Popovich, Nudge, and Ingram on the floor.
You know, I think what's great is this has given Tom Jesse a chance to really get everybody he wants to into the lineup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think we'll see, again, some of the freshmen. We're seeing Justo already, and we can see she's going to be a contributor on the team this year. And Coach Jesse and the Spartans are very excited to have her here. She's the freshman from Naples.
She may be the only freshman who's gotten into the game, I believe.
I think you are correct. Spin move. Nope. Traveling is going to be called on Brandy Lee.
One thing I find interesting, the Spartans have 4 players over 6 feet tall. Every one of them played D1 ball to start their careers. And it's interesting, too, when you get the stories of why players left D1. You know, it isn't always that they were frustrated because they weren't getting playing time. Because you mentioned, I think it was Wright Ponder, started a bunch of games for Elon.
Yeah, she was a starter for her school.
Elon, I think?
Hampton University. And was playing, but she just decided, you know what, I want a different kind of challenge.
You never know. It can be a coaching change. It can be frustration of not playing like you thought. But you might see some numbers and realize that maybe that now that you're going to be a junior, they've recruited a couple freshmen who might take your spot. You know, there's a lot of decisions. not necessarily just unhappiness with your situation.
You mentioned the coaching change. I know Terry Battle out of Chicago, Illinois, Simeon Academy. She went to Bowling Green for 2 years, Bowling Green State, and just really didn't play much. But that was partly because the coaches that recruited her, there was a coaching change after that, and the new coaches didn't see her as having the future as much as the previous coaching staff. So again, sometimes it's not on you.
Right.
It's as you were saying, things can happen. And so you saw two different things there with Wright Ponder being a starter, just saying, I'm going to go down to D2 and enjoy myself and play for Tampa, a team that will likely have a lot of success.
Yes.
There's Riley on the drive. Abney, 1-on-2. Will she hold it up? She does. Gives it to Ingram out on top, and the Spartans will set things up. Justo has a real presence out there. Even a freshman, you can tell that she knows what she's doing on the floor, running things.
Nice nudge, knocks it down, has 8 now.
Nice turnaround and good look.
She's close to a double-double.
Not just capable of scoring. You know, she is. And I think tonight we saw so much of what you're doing with rebounding and certainly assisting. She was looking for teammates tonight.
Right.
5 assists credited to her, and she could have had 2, 3, 4 more maybe.
Well, you know, you mentioned in pregame that Tom Jesse told you we may have to rely on Dory to get us some points early to figure out where we're going. Well, a lot of players have stepped up and said, Dory, well, we're going to spread the load out. We're going to help you out.
Yeah. Well, Dory is one of the co-captains this year, and the other is Chris Nelson. Nelson, the senior. Dory, obviously the top returning scorer. Those are the two co-captains for Tampa this season.
Valentine just knocked down a long 2. They only gave her 2.
Well, 23-point lead with 6:20 left. Oh, look at the nice assist by Justo. I like her game already. And nudges in double figures with 10. That's the 5th player for the Spartans in double figure scoring tonight. Nelson leading the way with a career
just a
high.
rebound away from a double-double.
18,
so
yeah.
That may be just moments away.
Matthias gives it up. The shot. It's a 2. Knocked down by Deja Walker. Walker, the senior from Tuskegee. Booker T. Washington High School. Started 23 games last year. Started tonight. Walker with her first basket, first points of the evening. Ball knocked away. Good defense that time by Walker, cutting through and knocking it out of bounds. Riley will sit down, and we have a substitution. This is Zaria Ector, 5'2" point guard from Memphis, out of Memphis Catholic High School. Number 1 checking in. Inside it goes. Nice little jump hook. Right, Ponder with a right hand that time. 67-42. Right, Ponder with 13. 13 points, 11 boards, a game high. Nobody on Spring Hill has more than 5 rebounds, and that's doing a pretty good job against their bigs.
Yep.
Strong drive to the hoop by Deja Walker, but it's out of bounds to Tampa. 5:01 left. We're back here again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock game. The Spartans will take on West Georgia, a team that beat Florida Tech in the first game of this season opening
75-67.
The Tampa women's basketball crossover, it's being called. These 4 teams are playing each other, with the exception of the 2 SSC schools will not meet. Traveling violation called, and there's a timeout on the floor with 4:47 left. 67-42, Tampa on top.
Next up for the Spartans is, you mentioned, Scott, is West Georgia, but then that's it for a while. 2 weeks. Nova Southeastern is the next game on the Spartan schedule, and that's a conference game on Saturday, November 23rd, at 2 o'clock start. So they get off to a quick start and then sit back.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Maybe if they see some things they need to work on in this first couple of games, Tom Jesse will have some time to do that.
They will head after Thanksgiving up to Louisville, Kentucky, and they're going to play in a little tournament there against Southern Indiana and then Bellarmine after that. And then they've got a couple games, conference games in December, and they'll be done with conference games by the first week and a half of December, and then nothing until conference play picks up again in January.
You know, I noticed on the schedule, too, we don't have a ton of games here, the home games, until February. And then we're basically, I think we have Valentine's Day off. And really? Otherwise, we're here calling games. You look at that schedule, you know,
a very road-weary team early.
There's a ton of February games on there here at the Bob Martinez Athletics Center. The clock on the move, 4:40 left. Spartans up by 25. Three-point shot by Valentine, no good. Justo, 2-on-1. Let's see. She gives to Wright Pondexter and scores. Wright Ponder with the lay-in. It's 69-42, 27-point lead for Tampa. Still trying to get used to the names. I said Wright Pondexter a moment ago. It's like, no, Wright Ponder. Just get it right. I'll be working on it.
You're right. 5 of 7 conference games, the first games in January, are on the road.
Yeah. That's a tough schedule. Justo gives. Popovich off the iron. Valentine with the rebound. Valentine's 6th board of the game. Tops for the Badgers. The long two-pointer. No good. Justo goes for the glass. Picks up her first rebound.
A couple subs getting ready to come in for Tampa, including freshman Samantha Matthews from Charlestown, Indiana.
She is a shooter, by the way, in the mold of Julia Ingram. Kind of a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Speaking of which, Julia Ingram just knocked down her 5th three-pointer of the night. 5 of 8 from deep. Ingram now with 15 points. Unbelievable. And a 30-point lead for the Spartans.
So they let him come back, but ever since then, once they got it to 10, the Spartans have been on a tear and pretty well put this game away.
They have indeed. The Spartans have made 5 of their last 6 shots from the floor. A 7-0 run the last couple minutes. And it's been almost 3 minutes since Spring Hill has scored a point. Well, it's certainly what Tom Jesse wanted to see. How would his team play? He said, you know, we've been practicing well, looking pretty good about things, but you just never know, practice and game, is it the same? Usually it's not. But I've got to think he's pretty pleased with tonight.
I don't see any reason he wouldn't be. Coaches will always find, he's probably got a list of things they've done wrong.
Yeah.
But you always have to do that.
Sure, you got to have something to work on, right? Popovich on the floor right now, along with Abney. And as you mentioned, number 4, Samantha Matthews, the 5'7" freshman guard out of Charlestown High School in Indiana. Good shooter. Scored over 1,400 points in her career. Justo, Popovich, Aaron Antosh on the floor as well. Paige Taylor is on the floor now for Spring Hill. And this is Cassidy McDaniel giving it to Paige Taylor. They work the ball around. Here is McDaniel now giving it up. The shot no good by Taylor. Rebound Tampa. Here we go. I was anxious to see Popovich play tonight. She gets the ball here down inside. Lost the ball off her hands, out of bounds. Ball knocked off of one of the Spring Hill players, however. Popovich is a player that, again, she was 2 years at Elon and just didn't get a ton of time necessarily, and maybe saw her confidence diminish a bit. She wants to come out, and that's one of the things I know that Tom Jesse wants to see is for Anna to play with confidence because she's got some skills. Abney lost the handle with a little fancy dribble, missed the shot, however, and here we go the other way. Driving to the hoop, whistle and a foul. Free throws coming up right here for Angel Benson.
want to talk to somebody?
Wanted to know. We can do it. Free throw good. The free throw situation still the same as we've been talking about.
Getting tense.
It is. There's 2:18 left. And there's the first miss of the night for either team.
Yep.
Spring Hill had made its first 7. Tampa has made all 16 of its free throws, so they'd made 23 straight free throws between them. Good free throw shooting tonight for both teams. Spring Hill College with the basketball. McDaniel gives it up to Deja Walker. Walker drives down the lane, throws it up, off the glass, and in.
She's tried that drive about 3 or 4 times, and that's the first time that there wasn't anybody in her face.
Brandy Lee defending Justo. Justo does a nice job handling the pressure. Good ball handler, you can see that. Justo, ball tipped away momentarily, but Popovich got it, and then there's a whistle and a foul. First team foul of the quarter. Tampa will inbound under the basket. Abney has the ball knocked away. Good defense once again, this time by Deja Walker. Long 2-pointer up and over the top. It hits the clock, and it'll be Tampa basketball with 1:25 remaining. We hope to talk to Chris Nelson perhaps when the game ends. She's scoring a career high 18 points in the night, and really was one of the keys in helping the Spartans get off to this tremendous start.
I just look at the line, 4 of 7 field goals, 3 of 6 on 3-pointers, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, couple of rebounds, couple of assists.
And the big number there is that 3 of 6, I think, from beyond the arc. Good hustle here, and timeout is called by Tom Jesse just before it was a held ball. So
because I would bet 6 3-pointers for Chris Nelson might be up there with the most she's ever taken.
Yeah, I would think so. And again, she'd been working on it. Yeah. So it's nice to see. Some of the things Tom Jesse mentioned to me before the game today was, you know, we've got people who are starting to do other things. Both Nudge, who was basically an interior post player before, she's stepping out a bit. And actually, even though I don't think she shot a 3 tonight, did she? Nope, did not even attempt a 3. We understand that that is now part of her repertoire. I shouldn't give away that secret, should I? But she's capable of doing that if needed. And secondly, obviously, the senior, the only senior on the team, but Chris Nelson, who was never much of an offensive threat most of last season, until maybe late in the year. She started to look a little bit more to score.
Yep.
But now she feels great confidence in her perimeter jumper, and she's knocked down 3 from beyond the arc tonight. That's just got to be a tremendous confidence boost for her.
Now, one little caveat to throw in with all this is the first game, and other teams are going to start getting a book on how to change defenses for what Tampa's showing it can do.
3-point shot is good. Samantha Matthews with her first points as a Spartan.
Looked good doing it, too.
And a 30-point lead for Tampa inside a minute to play. Boy, you feel good for the freshman on that one, don't you? That's a long 2, no good. Knocked out.
You know, she said, hey, college 3-pointer, just back it up about 9 inches and knock it home anyway. Actually, I think it's the same distance. Top of the key.
Right. Inside, and a nice block, I thought, by Antosh, but she's whistled for the foul. Looked pretty good to me. 2 free throws, though. Coming right here for Angel Benson. Benson misses. That's the second straight miss after 23 consecutive makes for the 2 teams. Benson with just 1 point on the night. Make it 2. 75-46. 40 seconds left. Abney gives to Popovich. Matthews now with it again. Into the corner, knocked out of bounds. Tried to get it to Aaron Antosh. The sophomore ineligibility. 20 seconds to shoot. 27.9 on the game clock. Justo will lob it out deep. That's a dangerous pass, and it's intercepted by Benson. Not many turnovers tonight. Here comes a three-point shot off the iron, missed by McDaniel. And with 13 seconds left, the Spartans don't even have to shoot. Justo is fouled. Just the second team foul, though. So with 7.5 seconds left, the Spartans will inbound and try to run out the clock. Not many turnovers, as I mentioned. The Spartans with just 10 on the night. In fact, both teams with just 10. Another three-pointer? Yeah, you betcha! Samantha Matthews, welcome to UT.
Off balance, almost fading away.
And that's the final buzzer. 78-46 is your final score. Jack's going to go try to track down Chris Nelson. I'll give you a couple of the scoring leaders here. Nelson with 18 points. Obviously, Wright Ponder with a great game. 15 points, 11 rebounds, her second career double-double. Sullivan with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 10 points, 9 boards, 6 assists for Dory Nodge. 6 points for Matthews on a couple of late three-pointers. 2 points for Abney, 2 for Justo. Playing but not scoring, Antosh and Popovich. For Spring Hill College, Valentine the leading scorer with 14 points, also a team-high 6 rebounds. 12 points for Riley. She made a couple of those from deep. She was 2 of 5 from downtown. And those were the only 2 players in double-figure scoring for Spring Hill College. Matthias with 6 points and Walker with 4, the next group of scoring leaders. Spartans shoot 49% for the game and 10 of 21 from deep, 48%. Spring Hill College shoots just 30% from the floor and 4 of 14 from deep. The Spartans tonight a perfect 16 of 16 from the charity stripe, tying a school record, I'm sure, for made free throw percentage. As the person who's sitting down next to me now, Chris Nelson, 7 of 7 from the line tonight, a career high 18 points. Yeah. Congratulations, nice job.
That's crazy, I didn't even know.
What was it like? I mean, you guys, obviously you've been practicing, you've been waiting for this moment to get on the floor in a game that counts. You guys came out on fire tonight.
I mean, coaches put us through a lot through practice with getting us prepared, treating this team just like any other, and working hard. I mean, we literally was just going hard in practice about this team. We were only focused about this team at this time, and now we're going into West Georgia, so we're going to do the same exact thing, have a game plan, and be ready.
I was talking with Coach Jesse before the game today, and he mentioned to me that you, being a leader and a co-captain this year, that means a lot to you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you've also worked very hard on your perimeter shot. You knocked down 3 from deep tonight.
Yeah,
I think that's a career high. But
no cap.
But you've been working on that, haven't you?
Most definitely, all summer long. I mean, it was hard. I felt like I wasn't doing enough for my team, especially last year. All the girls used to sit in the paint while I was outside, and I feel like they just need me to step up. So worked on it all summer.
What is it like? I know it's been interesting for me tonight to watch you and Maya Justo kind of going at it a little bit.
Yeah,
you were even on the floor together at a time. She is kind of your understudy in this. She's going to be a player in the future.
She's way better than me. Let's stop. She's way better than me when it comes to like. I'm definitely that person that won't do all the dribbling and stuff like that. I'll just go straight to my right, straight to my left. She's going to have a lot of ankles in her bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I'll let you get in there and celebrate with your teammates. I just wanted to get you over here and congratulate you on your career high and the win tonight. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Chris Nelson, the senior, the only senior on this Tampa Spartan team, and she got the job done tonight in a big way, no doubt about it, with a career high 18 points, 3 of 6 from downtown, 7 of 7 from the stripe. And I've gone through most of the other stats as Jack Ike puts his headset back on. Any final thoughts from you tonight?
Well, like I said, it was the first game of the year, and teams are going to have a book on the Spartans, so it may not necessarily be this easy from here on in. But I think one of the things we said to start the broadcast, his team is picked to win the Sunshine State Conference, so they are a talented basketball team.
They are indeed. All right, that's Jack Ike. You'll hear him on the play-by-play tomorrow, 6 o'clock, when the Spartans take on West Georgia. There will be a 4 o'clock game as well, Florida Tech taking on Spring Hill College. You can join us. 2 games for the price of 1 tomorrow.
Yes.
Just get here to the Bob Martinez Athletic Center on the campus of the University of Tampa. For Jack Ike, this is Scott Lynn saying thank you for being with us. Again, the final score tonight in Tampa, it was the Spartans 78, the Spring Hill College Badgers 46. 78-46. Spartans win it by 32 tonight. Thanks for being with us, and so long until tomorrow night.